coming at you with this new concept, or maybe new concept, of something we never really think about as musicians, and that is this idea that what I do is right, what you do is wrong. What I think is good, what you think is bad. And the reason I come up with this idea is because I think sometimes as musicians we kind of forget that we're all kind of in this together. And I think that we kind of lack this bonding concept, because what happens is we start thinking, well, I think this, so therefore people should think it's good, or I think this, so therefore it is good. And sometimes we fail to realize that everything's in those relationships we have with each other. These relationships are subjective. They're our opinion. Our opinion isn't necessarily the opinion of everyone else. And I think as musicians, sometimes we fail to find work, we fail to find happiness in our profession, because we stop understanding that just because we think something doesn't make it true. Just because someone else thinks something doesn't make it true for us. And sometimes musicians will come to me and they'll say, you know, I can't stand my music director, I can't stand my band leader, how do I deal with, you know, they're such a jerk, or this, my lead player is a jerk, and blah blah blah, ta. And I tell my students often, I say, you know what's funny, is that I've been in many ensembles, as you know, I've been in several pretty prestigious ensembles. And what we always discover is that when the sideman becomes the leader, sometimes they're worse. Have you ever been in a situation where your boss moves away and someone else that works in the company gets a promotion? And then what happens is, in the course of that promotion, now they've taken over leadership, they in fact become worse than the person that they were complaining about. Well, how does that happen? How is it possible that if a bunch of sidemen can agree that an ensemble, this leader's got to go, he sucks, and everyone says, I'd be much better at this. That's my favorite. I'd be so much better at this than you, than her, than that person. Everyone kind of thinks, I'd be better, I'd be better. And then when it really comes down to it, when they make that shift, sometimes that leader is ineffectual, a pain in the neck, egotistical, and maybe a combination of all those things. In reality, they're worse. Well, that's what I mean when I say, what I think is good, what you think is bad. What I do is good, what you do is bad. We need to break this cycle that we have, that maybe we don't even realize that we have, because it's really hurting us. And the way that we can move from this to a better place is realize that, you know, we're in this together. I will have skill sets that enhance the situation, and you have skill sets that enhance the situation. And instead of thinking about, you need to go, we're going to replace you, we're going to replace you, maybe if you consider that we're just going to be in here together. We're going to work together, we're going to work in cooperation with each other, and understand that maybe that band leader's skill set isn't X, Y, or Z, but they definitely do this better than that. You can avoid things like going through 7 or 8 different team leaders just to find out that what I'm saying to you now is true. Everyone tends to think that passively, that if it was me, I would do this, this, and this, and that would instantly fix the problems. And they come to realize after a while that these problems get fixed over here, but because we have inadequacies over here, we create a whole other set of problems over here that need to be fixed. And a person goes, well, if I was this, I would fix those problems. They fix those problems, they create a whole bunch of problems over here that need to be fixed. There's really no perfect scenario. None of us are perfect. We just have to do the best we can with the skill sets we have, and try to find ways to work together to create more, more perfect situations, more usable situations, and better ensembles. And if we understand our role, our cog in the wheel, whatever you want to call it, we'll discover all of a sudden we become much more happy, and our ensemble starts to sound better, and we play the roles we're supposed to play, and we actually shine in those roles, versus spending so much time worrying about how someone else isn't shining, or you could be better. We can just be better for ourselves. All right, there's another idea. Let me know what you think. Email me, and we'll talk next time. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.